Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Chris here from Fake Sports News, Axe Rotation, however the flip you know me on these interwebs. And today I'm going to be bringing you guys a quick preview of what to expect going into Week 1 of Major 2. Yeah, so kicking things off, no Dempsey today. Yeah, just decided not to really go forward with making collab content. I just felt like, I don't know, Call of Duty's kind of at a low point, so I was like, if things pick up interest-wise, then we should come back. But as it stands right now, no point in like me taking him away from like his content and stuff. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. We kick things off with the Carolina Royal Ravens taking on the LA Thieves. And honestly, coming out of Major 1 where the LA Thieves look so strong, I feel like they will continue that momentum and get it done over Carolina Royal Ravens. It must be said, Carolina is a really good team, so I feel like they'll take them to the brink. Yeah, 95% people are saying LA Thieves. They're thinking Thieves as well. So Heart Attack Thieves Game 5 is what I'm thinking. In our next series, we have the Boston Breach taking on the Vegas Falcons. And Boston, they are fresh off of a very embarrassing Major 1. If you guys missed my Major 1 recap, that is going live on the channel at time of recording. But yeah, so they had a really embarrassing one on both ends, actually. I mean, the Falcons, they got 3-0'd, right? And they lost to Vancouver, was it? No, it wasn't Vancouver. But anyways, they lost in embarrassing fashion in their first matchup at the major. And yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be looking to get their get back. I'm not sure who's playing. I think King is playing. Everything else I'm not sure about. So we'll see. But on the Boston side, I think they're going to be looking to rebound. Purge just had a really rough major 1. And that's kind of why Boston got bounced out so unceremoniously. Yeah, so I don't think that happens in this one. I think that Boston, I think they get their lick back and they get a 3-0. See what the community's thinking. Is anyone backing Falcons? 4% of people think Falcons get their first dub here. I mean, they could. Maybe if they string something unexpected together and they've made a lot of improvements that we don't know about going into this. It's been full 2 weeks, so it's possible. New patch, new game, new mechanics, twist barrel only cheese. Yeah, so speaking of cheese, we have our Major 1 champs going into their first matchup against Neptune and the new look Vancouver Surge. And personally, I'm expecting this one to be a pretty competitive 3-0 in favor of Faze. Coming out of Major, wow, 99 to 1%. Yeah. So, yeah, coming out of Major 1, I feel like Faze is the best team in the world right now. They are currently on an 11 series win streak. I don't see it stopping against little old Vancouver. So, kicking things off on Saturday, we of course have the Boston Brioche taking on the LAG mate boys. Yeah, I mean, LAG looked great at Major 1, honestly. I liked what I saw from them in their lone series against Optic. They were really getting the crowd on their side, and they looked pretty solid throughout the series, it must be said. I think apart from the control, which was maybe a 3-0. But anyways, Boston, they're coming off a really embarrassing Major 1. So like I said, I think they'll be looking to really get into the driver's seat in all their series against these lower rung teams. This one's a coin flip. It's just going to come down to personnel. LAG, they've been kind of streaky, but I do like what I've seen from them recently. I liked what I saw at Major 1, just structurally as a team. And I feel like with the personnel and the fundies, I feel like this team is a little bit better than Boston, just because Cammy and Purge have been so streaky this year so far. So yeah, I'll take LAG. I feel like Priesta, he probably turns up if I had to guess. And Skies probably gives you one of his more consistent series. He's been having a rough start to the year, but I think Skies is probably going to come out of this break a lot better and a lot more consistent. And I think we're going to see LAG start turning some heads. So I think this is where it starts, 3-2. In our next series, we have the Minnesota Rokkr taking on the Miami Heretics. And Miami coming out of Major 1 is going to be a hard team to predict because they really played up. But as we saw against the LA Thieves, they got flatlined against some of the best teams in the world. So you could just argue that it was a serious momentum series for the Miami Heretics side. But in a series like this against Minnesota, I'm going to back the Rokkr to take this one in Game 5. I'm going to back them. I know it's a little bit crazy considering Minnesota or Miami just had a top 3, but looking at how Thieves dominated them, I feel like this Minnesota team could definitely have an inlet to winning the series. And yeah, Miami, they can be pretty streaky and they're very dependent on maps. So I think Minnesota, they're a smart team. They are a really good, solid team. I think they can win the series, and I think they will. So in our next series on Saturday, we have the series of the week. We have Optic taking on Atlanta Faze. Of course, you guys, I'm sure know at this point, Pred is back for Stage 2. So all the Optic fans are really excited about that, obviously. But for me, Faze is playing for the new record here in this series, beating their old record from last year with the win streak. So I think this will be a 3-1 in their favor, and I think they get it done pretty decisively. Optic with AG coming back, I mean, there's going to be growing pains. So, yeah, I think they're going to be getting adjusted, and I don't see them winning this as a result. Looking at our next series, we have the Toronto Ultra taking on C9 New York. And yeah, I think this is going to be a 3-1 in favor of the Ultra. Maybe C9 taking S&D, but it's online COD for C9. I'm not very hopeful. Looking at our next series, we have the LA Thieves taking on the Vegas Falcons. And yeah, I'm expecting this to be a pretty clear-cut 3-0. In our next series, we have the double point series of the weekend from Scuff. Ultra versus Ravens. I think this one's going to be pretty close. The last time they played, Ravens took the 6-4 protocol S&D. Yeah, I mean, winning the rubber match when you're evenly matched and it's like a coin flip is a coin toss. I feel like Ultra take it this time. In the next series, we have Cloud9 taking on the Vancouver Surge. Let's see what the community thinks about Ultra versus Ravens. Okay, so the community's standing with me. I mean, we all backed Ultra last time, and we were all wrong, so we'll see if we're right this time. But anyways, looking at the next series, we have C9 New York taking on the Vancouver Surge. This is going to be a tough one to predict. New look Vancouver with Neptune should be a lot better than Vancouver with Hixie. 04 has been putting up a lot of pressure on the map. And Abuza, he's finally starting to come into his own in this game. So, yeah, I mean, Cloud9 remains to be seen how they'll play online. But as it stands, I'm going to say this is a 3-2 for the Surge. And then in our last matchup of the weekend, we have Optic Texas, New Look Optic Texas with Pred or AG, whatever you guys know him as, going up against the Minnesota Rokkr. And okay, so yeah, most of the community's leaning towards C9, but yeah, I'm going to go with Vancouver personnel. So yeah, most of the community's leaning towards Optic here. I'm going to say Optic here as well. I feel like just in terms of like these two teams, I feel like Optic should be better, even though it's early, there's adjustments. They might lose one of these two series like they did against Boston opening weekend when the game was new and people didn't know as much. But yeah, I think this is how it goes. I think Optic will have a pretty dominant performance in this series. And after a series against FaZe, which I'm expecting them to lose, I think that they will be looking to this as a likely rebound in real time. And I think it will be a rebound for them. I think Rokkr's a great team, but I just feel like Optic is better. And I think that's why they will get it done with a 3-1 scoreline. So yeah, guys, I'll just about wrap it up for me. This is it for the weekend. Be sure to stay tuned to my channel for Major One, the movie. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be putting that out sometime this weekend. So stay tuned for that. I'm working on it now. And yeah, catch you guys on the next video. Hope you have a great morning, noon, or night, wherever you may be on this beautiful planet. And I hope you guys enjoy all the COD this weekend. Stay safe, keep grinding. And if you're in the Northeast like me, stay warm and stay dry if it snows again unexpectedly. So yeah, catch you guys on the next one. Hope you have a great morning, noon, or night, like I said before. And yeah, catch you guys on the next video. Once again, this is Chris from Fake Sports News or Axe Rotation. I am signing off. Peace.